Deep in the outskirts of Wyoming, along a forgotten hiking trail swallowed by pines, stands an old ranger station nobody remembers building. Locals swear it doesn't appear on any modern maps, yet hikers keep reporting its ghostly outline through the fog. The structure seems to shimmer, half real, half illusion, like a glitch frozen in time. Our story begins with Ranger Thomas Hale, last logged duty in winter of 1979. His final radio transmission mentioned strange lights above the tree line, then silence. When rescuers arrived 3 days later, the cabin was deserted, the generator still humming, coffee still warm on his desk. The search teams combed the surrounding wilderness for weeks. They found Hale's footprints circling the cabin repeatedly, looping back on themselves as though he had been walking in circles, trapped in an invisible maze. Then they simply stopped, vanishing into untouched snow. Officially, the case was ruled an accident. Unofficially, rangers refused to patrol the area after sundown. Some claim to hear Hale's voice crackling across their radios decades later, repeating coordinates that led nowhere on their GPS units. Local hikers describe an uncanny sensation when approaching the old trailhead. Their compasses spin, their phones lose signal, and a deep buzzing fills the air, as if reality itself misfires. Those who reach the clearing swear the ranger station sometimes glows faintly, pulsing like a heartbeat. By the early 2000s, urban explorers began posting blurry snapshots online. Each image showed small inconsistencies. The cabin's windows appeared in different places, signs changed lettering, the roof slanted a new way. Experts blamed digital distortion, but witnesses insisted the building itself was shifting. One hiker, Melissa Croft, uploaded a detailed journal describing her night inside the station. She claimed the walls whispered her name and the floorboards breathed, exhaling cold air. When she turned to leave, the door opened into another forest she didn't recognize. Melissa's footage recovered a week later shows clear daylight inside, though timestamps indicate midnight. In one clip, a man's silhouette crosses the window frame for a split second, Thomas Hale's uniform clearly visible despite decades gone. Digital analysts still cannot explain the lighting inconsistencies. Paranormal investigators visited next, armed with cameras, EMF readers, and thermal scopes. The instruments reportedly malfunctioned simultaneously when the word Ranger was spoken aloud. When power returned, every clock read the same impossible hour, 13:33. A strange sound wave recorded at night contained hidden voices layered backward. When played in reverse, the message repeated, "Station never built, station never stood." Government records confirm no structure was ever commissioned in that parcel of forest. Decades of geological surveys show the landscape itself changing subtly year by year, like a painted canvas being redrawn. What was once a pond became a ridge, and the road leading to the cabin now loops in a perfect circle. GPS logs create patterns resembling infinity symbols. Former rangers, now in their 70s, describe memory gaps tied to the area. One swears he inspected the station personally in '83, though records show he was stationed 200 miles away that year. His photographs depict himself standing beside a man who appears to be Thomas Hale. Meteorologists uncovered weather anomalies clustering above the region for decades, electrical storms forming without pressure shifts, temperature drops hitting 30 degrees below predicted forecasts. It's as if the sky above the station refuses to follow the same rules as everywhere else. Years later, satellite imagery captured something extraordinary on infrared. The cabin emitted low-frequency heat patterns spelling out geometric shapes. Analysts compared them to radio transmission codes used by early NASA outposts. No logical explanation fits the remote mountain terrain. On one particularly strange night, hikers reported seeing two ranger stations standing side by side, one clearly decayed, the other perfectly new. The next morning, only the ruined structure remained. The fresh tire tracks of an unknown vehicle surrounded it, vanishing 50 feet into the trees. Construction crews sent to seal the trail in 2018 abandoned their project midway. Workers claimed heavy machinery shut off whenever they neared the coordinate point. One foreman developed migraines, describing the sound of someone knocking from inside the earth. Deep audio analysis of those underground knocks revealed an oddly structured rhythm, like Morse code. When transcribed, the message spelled fragments of Thomas Hale's final log entry, lines never made public. Somehow, the echoes beneath the soil knew secrets sealed in archives. Scientists proposed magnetic anomalies, yet their instruments contradicted one another. North became south mid-measurement. One researcher observed his reflection move independently in the station's cracked window pane. Terrified, he quit fieldwork forever, leaving his equipment behind. Drone operators attempting aerial footage discovered impossible footage loops. The drone's live feed continuously revisited the same frame, as if circling an unseen point in the sky. Some reported receiving their own transmitted images a full hour before takeoff. Eyewitness interviews describe uncanny silence around the building. The forest devoid of birds, wind, or even the faintest rustle of leaves. It's as if sound itself is absorbed, swallowed by whatever built this misplaced structure between timelines. Philosophers studying glitches in perceived reality suggested the station could be an error in existence, an overlap of parallel environments. Like a copy-paste of history that persisted where it didn't belong. No one yet can confirm if our world occasionally overwrites itself. One evening, a park ranger stationed miles away received an emergency flare signal traced to Hale's missing radio frequency. The transmission origin, however, showed coordinates inside the station's fireplace chimney. The device supposedly burned in a fire 40 years prior. Recovered artifacts from the site only deepened the mystery. Oil lamps still half full, food tins bearing expiration dates from the following year, and a ranger log written in handwriting that shifts line to line, as if authored by multiple versions of the same man. Late-night trespassers tell of hearing helicopters hovering overhead though radar detected nothing. Their flashlights flicker uncontrollably while shadows stretch unnaturally long across the path, bending against light sources. Some never hear the return echo of their own voices. Psychics conducting seances claimed overlapping presences, entities existing seconds apart. When describing Hale's spirit, they spoke collectively, saying, "We are still walking circles." Their recordings captured words forming milliseconds before spoken, an audio delay impossible under natural conditions. In 2021, researchers recorded cosmic radiation spikes within the station matching anomalies seen above the Bermuda Triangle. Yet there was no storm activity or solar flare event nearby. Instruments calibrated outside the perimeter read perfectly normal. Footage leaked from a government investigation shows officials entering the cabin at dawn and never exiting on record. The next clip, dated 1 week later, shows the same men walking from the tree line at dusk, appearing disoriented, claiming they'd only been inside for 15 minutes. A geologist studying soil composition found unnatural layering, as if sections of land from different time periods fused together. Traces of plastics, metals, and even ancient marine deposits coexisted in the same square foot. The Earth itself mirrored the glitching station. Locals still whisper about a light visible only under certain moon phases. The glow hovers above the station roofline, flickering like a signal beacon. When photographed, the light bends into the shape of an hourglass, its center collapsing inward as if time itself is thinning. One theory insists the ranger station is not abandoned but periodically resettled by versions of us from alternate branches of existence. Perhaps Hale did not vanish, perhaps he remains on patrol, in another iteration of our reality, perpetually finishing his route. Weather records indicate that every decade, on the anniversary of Hale's disappearance, the same blizzard forms unexpectedly. Residents nearby describe seeing a lantern swinging through the storm. The trail briefly reappears, only to vanish again by dawn. Technicians analyzing atmospheric data accidentally triggered interference that spelled a faint digital message, "Open the door." The cabin's current doorframe indeed hides a sealed layer of more recent wood. Behind it, investigators reported hearing faint radio static. Those who dared pry it loose describe a new corridor beyond, stretching deeper than the cabin could physically contain. A hallway lined with old ranger hats, boots, and identical logbooks placed neatly on shelves drenched in dust. The air carried the faint scent of ozone and pine. The corridor's end stood a mirror, its reflection showing daylight from another environment, fields instead of forest. One explorer reached out and vanished beyond its surface, leaving his camera trembling on the ground as recording light bled white, imploding the feed. To this day, the Park Service enforces restricted access, though no official reason is given. Locals ignore the warnings, driven by curiosity, drawn by whispers promising answers within that impossible cabin. Each year, new tire tracks lead into the woods, none return the same. Some believe the station is both warning and invitation, a fracture in the world tempting those who listen too closely. Whether glitch, haunting, or relic from another timeline, one question remains. When you see the light through the trees, will you keep walking?